Hi, welcome to our channel of IGNOU audiobooks, Indira Gandhi National Open University, School of Social Work, SOSW, Bachelor's degree. Bachelor in Social Work, BSW. Foundation courses. FEG-1, Foundation course in English. Block 1, English I. Unit-1 English. 1.0 Objectives. In this unit, our aim is to give you practice in reading comprehension by setting a passage from George Orwell for you to read, and 2. Giving a glossary of difficult words, and questions on comprehension. We have also set exercises on selected items of vocabulary. The section on grammar and usage introduces you to the feature of subject-verb concord and gives examples of the concord of number and person with the verbs be, do, and have. 4. Practice in writing. You will write a short speech of the kind you will read in the passage set. For reading. After completing the unit, you should be able to read simple narrative passages with understanding. Distinguish between words having related meanings. Observe the rules of concord with the verbs be, do and have, and write a short composition presenting your views, and supporting them with facts. 1.1 Reading Comprehension. 1st January 2001 Study Guide. The aim of this section is to help you to read with understanding and to expand your vocabulary. There is a reading passage, followed by a glossary. You should first read the whole passage silently and rapidly to get the main points. Then you should read it again, carefully and at a slower pace, to get all the details. You should also consult the glossary for the meanings of unfamiliar words, besides trying to guess the meanings of words and phrases from the contexts in which they occur. After you have read and understood the passage, you must answer all the comprehension questions. Your answers should then be checked with the answers given by us at the end of the unit. 1st January 2002 Passage for reading. From Animal Farm. By George Orwell. 1 Mr. Jones, of the Manor Farm, had locked the henhouse for the night, but was too drunk to remember to shut the pop holes. With the ring of light from his lantern dancing from side to side, he lurched across the yard, and made his way up to bed, where Mrs. Jones was already snoring. As soon as the light in the bedroom went out, there was a stirring and a fluttering all through the farm buildings. Word had gone round during the day that old Major, the prize middle white boar, had had a strange dream on the previous night and wished to communicate it to the other animals. It had been agreed that they should all meet in the big barn as soon as Mr. Jones was safely out of the way. Old Major was so highly regarded on the farm that everyone was quite ready to lose an hour's sleep in order to hear what he had to say. All the animals were now present except Moses, the tame raven, who slept on a perch behind the back door. When Major saw that they had all made themselves comfortable and were waiting attentively, he cleared his throat and began. Comrades, you have heard already about the strange dream that I had last night. But I will come to the dream later. I have something else to say first. I do not think, comrades, that I shall be with you for many months longer, and before I die, I feel it my duty to pass on to you such wisdom as I have acquired. I have had a long life, I have had much time for thought as I lay alone in my stall, and I think I may say that I understand the nature of life on this earth as well as any animal now living. It is about this that I wish to speak to you. For, now, comrades, what is the nature of this life of ours? Let us face it, our lives are miserable, laborious, and short. We are born, we are given just so much food as will keep the breath in our bodies, and those of us who are capable of it are forced to work to the last atom of our strength, and the very instant that our usefulness has come to an end we are slaughtered with hideous cruelty. 5. But is this simply part of the order of nature? Is it because this land of ours is so poor that it cannot afford a decent life to those who dwell upon it? No, comrades, 1,000 times no. This single farm of ours would support a dozen horses, 20 cows, hundreds of sheep, and all of them living in a comfort and a dignity that are now almost beyond our imagining. Why then do we continue in this miserable condition? Because nearly the whole of the produce of our labor is stolen from us by human beings. There, comrades, is the answer to all our problems. It is summed up in a single word: man. Man is the only real enemy we have. Remove man from the scene, and the root cause of hunger and overwork is abolished forever. 6. Man is the only creature that consumes without producing. He does not give milk, he does not lay eggs, he is too weak to pull the plow, he cannot run fast enough to catch rabbits. Yet he is lord of all the animals. He sets them to work, he gives back to them the bare minimum that will prevent them from starving, and the rest he keeps for himself. Our labor tills the soil, our dung fertilizes it, and yet there is not one of us that owns more than his bare skin. You cows that I see before me, how many thousands of gallons of milk have you given during this last year? And what has happened to that milk which should have been breeding up sturdy calves? Every drop of it has gone down the throats of our enemies. And you hens, how many eggs have you laid this last year, and how many of those eggs ever hatched into chickens? The rest have all gone to market to bring in money for Jones and his men. And you, Clover, where are those 4 foals you bore, who should have been the support and pleasure of your old age? Each was sold at a year old. You will never see one of them again. In return for your 4 confinements and all your labor in the field, what have you ever had except your bare rations and a stall? 7. Is it not crystal clear, then, comrades, that all the evils of this life of ours spring from the tyranny of human beings? Only get rid of man, and the produce of our labor would be our own. Almost overnight we could become rich and free. What then must we do? Why, work night and day, body and soul, for the overthrow of the human race. That is my message to you, comrades. Rebellion. I do not know when that rebellion will come. It might be in a week or in 100 years, but I know, as surely as I see this straw beneath my feet, that sooner or later justice will be done. Fix your eyes on that, comrades, throughout the short remainder of your lives. And above all, pass on this message of mine to those who come after you, so that future generations shall carry on the struggle until it is victorious. 8. And remember, comrades, your resolution must never falter. No argument must lead you astray. Never listen when they tell you that man and the animals have a common interest, that the prosperity of the one is the prosperity of the others. It is all lies. Man serves the interests of no creature except himself. And among us animals let there be perfect unity, perfect comradeship in the struggle. All men are enemies. All animals are comrades. 1st January 2003. Note on the author. George Orwell was the pen name of Eric Arthur Blair, 1903-50, English novelist and essayist, who was born in India. He is known for his satirical novels, of which Animal Farm, 1945, is one. It is an allegory on the Russian Revolution. A satire is a literary work, a novel, play, etc., which tries to show the foolishness or evil of some establishment or practice in an amusing way. An allegory is a story in which the characters and actions have a deeper moral meaning and represent good and bad qualities. 1st January 2004 Glossary. The numbers refer to the paragraphs in the reading passage. 1. Manor, a large house with land. Ring, a circular band. Lantern, a container that encloses the flame of a light. Lurched, moved irregularly. Yard, an enclosed area near a building. Snoring, breathing heavily and noisily while asleep. 2. Fluttering, moving the wings quickly without flying. Major, an officer in the army, here it is the name of the boar. Prize, that has gained a prize or is worthy of a prize. Boar, a male pig kept for breeding. Communicate, make known. Barn, a farm building for storing food for animals. Highly regarded, very well thought of. 3. Raven, a large black bird. Perch, a branch or rod where a bird rests. Comrade, a close companion, fellow member of a union. Acquired, gained. Stall, an indoor enclosure for one animal. 4. Miserable, very unhappy. Laborious, doing hard labor. Atom, a very small bit. Slaughtered, killed for food. Hideous, shocking. 5. Order, arrangement. Afford, able to give. Dignity, true worth. Produce, something that has been produced, especially by growing or farming. Abolished, brought to an end. 6. Consumes, eats or drinks. Bear, not more than. Tills, cultivates. Fertilizes, makes, the land, produce good crops. Gallon, a measure for liquids, in Britain 4.54 liters. Breeding, bringing up. Sturdy, strong in body. Hatched, of an egg, broke, letting the young bird out. Foal, a young horse. Confinement, the time when a mother is about to give birth to a child. 7. Crystal, a transparent natural mineral. Spring from, be a result of. Tyranny, the use of cruel power to rule others. Rebellion, fighting against anyone in power. Straw, dried stems of grain plants used for animals to sleep on. Generation, all people born at about the same time. 8. Resolution, a decision, making up one's mind to do something. Falter, lose strength. Astray, off the right path. Prosperity, good fortune and success. 1st January 2005 Comprehension Questions. Exercise 1. Answer the following questions on the passage you have read, section 1st January 2002. You may refer to the passage again to find the answers. After you have written the answers, you should check them with the answers given by us at the end of the unit. 1. Why was the ring of light from Mr. Jones's lantern dancing from side to side? 2a. Where had the animals agreed to meet? b. Why had they assembled there? 3. What does old Major want to share with the animals? 4. Pick out the 3 words Major uses to describe the lives of the animals. Why does he use these words? 5a. How is man different from the animals? b. Does Major depict man as I. Selfish. 2. Greedy. 3. A weakling. 4. Mean. We, the lord of all the animals. Or 6. Cruel. There can be more than one choice. Give a reason for your choice. 6a. How, according to Major, could animals be rich and free? b. When will this rebellion take place? Does this show that Major is I. A realist. 2. An idealist. Or 3. A dreamer. 7a. How does Major describe all men? b. How does he describe all animals? c. Why do you think Major called the animals comrades? 1.2 Vocabulary. Exercise 2. Pick out the odd word in each of the following sets, that is, the word that does not belong to the set. Example: murder, slaughter, kill, pass away. Answer: pass away. 1. Lock, knock, shut, bolt. 2. Stimnug, shouting, fluttering, moving. 3. Round, stout, fat, obese. 4. Employees, comrades, associates, fellow workers. 5. Miserable, foamy, wretched, unhappy. 1.3 Grammar and usage. 1.3. 1. Concord of number and person. This section will give you practice in what is called concord, that is, agreement, in grammar, and the use of the verbs I, be and its various forms. Am, is, are, was, were. 2, do, does. 3, have, has. Let's see how these verbs are used. 1st March 2002b. Look at the following sentences, most of which are taken from the reading passage in section 1st January 2002. 1. I am afraid I shall not be able to help you. 2. It is about this that I wish to speak. 3. What is the nature of this life of ours? 4. Is this simply part of the order of nature? 5. Man is the only creature that consumes without producing. 6. Co-lives are miserable. 7. We are born, we are given just so much food. 8. Mr. Jones was too drunk to remember to shut the profholes. 9. Mrs. Jones was already snoring. 10. All the animals were now present. Notice that the verb be has the forms am, is, are, was, were, depending on the tense, present or past, the person, first, second, or third, and the number, singular or plural, of the subject. Here are some more examples. 1 am, used with 1 in the present tense. First person. Am. Examples. I am an Indian. I am writing a book on India. I am is written as I'm in an informal style. Second person. 2 is, used with he, she, it and singular nouns, in the present tense. Third person, second person. Are. Examples. I, Rajiv Gandhi is the Prime Minister of India. 2. My friend Ramesh is working hard these days. 3. It is very cold today. 4. English is spoken in a large number of countries. Is often combined with the subject and written as s in an informal style. Examples: he is, she's, it's. Third person. I. 3 are, used with plurals and with you, second person singular, in the present tense. Examples: I, you are very good at mathematics. 2. My friends are at the zoo today. We are also going there. 3. Children below 5 are allowed to travel free on Indian railways. Are is often combined with the subject and written as re in an informal style. Examples: you are, we are, there. Are. 4 was, used with I, he, she, it and with singular nouns, in the past tense. Is are. Examples. 2. Einstein was a famous scientist. 3. Mohan was writing a letter when I went to see him. 4. The hall was decorated for yesterday's meeting. 5 were, used with plurals, and with you, second person singular, in the past tense. Examples. I, we were expecting you yesterday. 2. You were not at home when I rang you up. 3. A lot of people were present at the meeting. 4. 10 people were killed in a bus accident yesterday. 6. When the grammatical subject is there, we use is or are, was or were, depending on the number of the true subject following the verb. Examples. I, there is a girl in that room. 2. There is a man hiding behind the bushes. 3. There are 50 students in this class. 4. There was an interesting program on television yesterday evening. There were hundreds of people at the meeting this morning. 1st March 2003 do. The present tense forms are do and does. Of these, do is used with plurals and with I and you, does is used with the third person singular. Examples. I do not smoke cigarettes. 2. Do you play tennis? 3. We do not wish to hurt you in any way. 4. Shian does not speak Bengali. Does your father know that you are here? 1st March 2004 have. The present tense forms are have and has. Of these, have is used with plurals and with I and you, has is used with the third person singular. Examples. I, my friend Sunil has dark hair. 2. I have a bad cold. 3. Have you read Animal Farm? 4. I have not seen many English films. We have not been able to help him in any way. Exercise 7. Use the correct form of the verb out of those given in brackets. 1. I has no money. I are hungry, thirsty and tired. Murmured David to himself. 2. He made an effort and went to a small shop in Dover. A young girl was coming out of the shop with a basket of rice on her arm. What, daughters, you want? I have it. Has no money, she said. 3. I dollars not want any money. Please tell me the address of Miss Betsy Trotwood. 4. I is her domestic help. Come along with me, she said. David followed her. He looked at himself. His shoes was Tom, his hat was crushed, and from head to toes he was powdered with chalk and dust. 5. Soon they came to the house of Miss Trotwood. She was there in the garden. 6. Who is you? She cried. I dollars not like boys. Go away. 7. I is your nephew, aunt, David said. I is David Copperfield. 8. She sat down with a thump on the grass, looked at David up and down and said, so you is my brother's son. 9. David was so miserable that he started crying. She caught him by the collar of his Tom shirt and took him inside. 10. Mr. Dick was inside. She told him, this boy is my brother's son. You is a man of the world. Tell me what I should do with him. 1. Mr. Dick looked at David, smiled and said, give him a bath. 12. The bath was a great comfort. After the bath David was wrapped up in shawls and was taken to bed. Adapted from Charles Dickens, David Copperfield. 1.4 Writing. In this section we shall give you practice in composition and the correct use of language. Here is an exercise for you. Exercise 8. You have read the passage from Animal Farm in section 1st January 2002. Now write a speech of your own in about 200 words. Address the animals and tell them that man has now become the friend of all the animals. Here is a possible beginning. Dear friends, have you realized that man in the 1980s has become your friend and protector? You may like to mention some of the following. I. Establishment of wildlife sanctuaries and national parks to help create a natural environment for animals and birds and preserve endangered species. 2. Strict anti-poaching laws. 3. Ban on the export of certain varieties of animal hide. 4. Exposure by the press of crimes against animals, even for medical purposes. Special hospitals for animals and birds. 1.5 Let us some UP. In this unit we have given you practice in I. Understanding a narrative passage from George Orwell's novel Animal Farm. 2. Distinguishing between words having related meanings and using them in appropriate contexts. 3. Subject-verb concord with the verbs be, do, and have, and. 4. Writing a short speech presenting a view different from the one given in the passage. Read. 1.5 Summary. In this unit we have given you practice in I. Understanding a narrative passage from George Orwell's novel Animal Farm. 2. Distinguishing between words having related meanings and using them in appropriate contexts. 3. Subject-verb concord with the verbs be, do, and have, and. 4. Writing a short speech presenting a view different from the one given in the passage. Read. Thank you. Subscribe to our channel for more updates, and we will see you with the next chapter.